Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Today we're going to be doing a garage tour. Now this is done in sandbox mode, so everything is unlocked for me. I can show you around the garage. So first off, there are a few toolboxes laying around in the game itself. Basically means you can upgrade your level, but when you're in sandbox mode, you've got an infinite amount of everything. Over here you've got your tyre changer and the wheel balancer, followed by the repair bench, so you can repair your own stuff. In here we can test a car's brakes and suspension. This is a good place to actually be. So from here you'll be able to actually sit in the car. It moves forward, it basically messes with the brakes, it messes with the suspension, and it tells you what's strong and what's weak. This is basically a car exam for the brakes and suspension. It will tell you what's good, what's not, and it helps you basically decipher the car itself and actually go down to the bare necessities of what needs to be changed. So as you can see, everything in the orange and yellow needs to be changed, and this is everything that needs to be worked on so far with this car. Over to the repair table, this is where you bring your spare parts, and you can also do bodywork when you're at a higher level. This is one of the few computers that are dotted around your workshop, and this is the phone you'll be taking orders when you're actually in the game itself. Sandbox mode, you don't need this. Engine stand means you can actually build an engine outside the car, and it can be used to sort of helping out as well. You've got another toolbox there, and the oil drain machine, which helps basically clean out oil from other cars, and then you can replace it using the engine itself. Next to it is the warehouse, which is where all your spare parts will be stored later on within the game, or if you're playing sandbox mode, you can just fill this up right now with everything you ever wanted. Now we've got 3 lifts. This is basically the garage as it is at the end of the game. So you've got 3 lifts, you've got all the equipment. So you've got the painting booth, which basically means you can change the colour of the car to anything you can think of, colour-wise, hue, saturation and shade. You can change the paint type itself. And each car will come with its own livery. Now take into consideration the cost of painting your car when you're renovating a car, or basically restoring it back to its former glory. But if you want to paint parts separately, the best thing to do is basically take the parts off the car first, then that option that looks locked on the screen right now, when you take the parts off the car and put the car back into the garage, then you can actually just paint the parts of the car separately. This comes down to matching shade and so on and so forth, and depending if these certain parts need to be painted later on. Now this does unlock at a later level within the game, so at the moment the only way that I'm showing you this is using sandbox mode. You actually have to wait until level 30 before you can do this in game. Okay, and as you can see there's the hood there. I'm just going to change it just for example purposes. As you can see, that's the trunk of the car. I've just changed the colour for example purposes. I'm not actually going to keep it that colour. And you can change all the other parts as well if you really want to. Okay, let's go to the next place. Next place is the engine tuning section. So this basically, it'll put the car onto rollers, and then from there you test the engine and so on and so forth. Now, before you do test any car, please make sure that it actually works. This car actually needed oil, so here's me putting oil back into the car, and we're going to go and test the engine for this right now. Okay, so as you can see, the car is now in the dyno section, so we're going to turn it on. You'll actually get to do a diagnostic of the engine itself right with this. Now if you do want to upgrade your engine and everything else that you can do later on in the game, you can go onto the computer and actually get a custom engine built and custom bits for these cars, so you can make their power performance and all the other stuff that really works in cars better by upgrading this within your own means on the computer. Okay, so this is the last section of the garage itself, the upstairs loungy section that you can not chill out and not watch TV, but they've put it in here just to basically make it feel more like a homey garage. Okay, so this is the leveling up section I was talking about right at the beginning of this video. Now when you come into the game straight away, you can turn all of these on because this is sandbox mode. You can literally do whatever you like. You can go to the auction house, you can do barn finds, you can go and buy really expensive cars and make them look nice, or you can just take them apart and basically be the master of destruction. Now the plus side to it just basically means you're free to do whatever you want. You know, you customise, take apart and learn your way around through the game as well, which really does help. Later on within this time we will be working with supercars, so this is just another experiment that you can do within the game to basically make it more of a pleasurable experience for your gaming needs. So thank you very much for watching this video. This has been Hybridsteel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates, and I'll see you all in another video. So peace out, have fun and enjoy everything you guys do. Bye bye.